Howdy all, Master Sergeant Porkins here. Now, what has been going on as of lately is something that's kind of been a little near and dear to me. Could also be very near and dear to the people that also create stuff here on YouTube. And that is what has been going on with the whole demonetization thing. I joined something that had started about a month ago. It's called the YouTubers Union. It is run by a very good man by the name of Jorg Sprave. He runs a channel called the Slingshot Channel. For a while, he's been trying to get to speak with the people. Finally got to sit down with the actual YouTube's global head of monetization. I'm going to read some of the things that he had posted after he got to sit down a couple days ago with this guy, because it took me a while to kind of figure out and go through all the information and kind of really gleam about what's going on. And I think this is going to be not only very important to people that create a living on YouTube, and also to the people that are going to be viewing stuff on YouTube. This is actually, it's pretty damning. He sat down with this person. He's going to call this person Glom. I know who the name of the person is because he's also made other posts about it as well. But it's just for sake, you have to kind of keep this a little bit under anonymity, but you can look this up. Apparently there was some introductions between Jorg and this person and a couple others that they got to sit down. And I'm going to read what he had put out, because he had actually put out a word-for-word verbatim in different things. He was allowed to at least write that down, or at least teletype, or however they do it. Apparently it said after introductions, he had started to mention the whole frustration with us creators, the entire situation, including the demonetization, strikes, channel removals, because those have been pretty evident, as you've seen with a lot of people within the past year. I myself have been hit by one of those analytical channel strikes because of the whole the new algorithm that they've put in, this thing it's trying to learn right now. Anyways, Glom said he is only responsible for the monetization, and the community guideline people are totally separated from this. He pointed out that this is a big part of the problem. To us creators, this is relevant. For us, YouTube is one big entity currently kicking us around hard. We don't care that where the kicks come from, they still hurt just the same. And that's very true. We don't care where the kicks are coming from. We don't care what's going on within YouTube. We're still getting kicked around by YouTube. He has told them that many creators now see YouTube as an evil entity, and if they want to change that, they have to change the way how they treat their partners as a whole. Because when you do reach that YouTube partnership, regardless if you're small or big, you need to be able to speak with people. You need to figure out what the hell is going on. Apparently, they never really saw it that way. He had seemed to actually hit a spark or hit a nerve among them, and they're like, what? And then they mentioned, apparently in the conclusion, in the very end, where they mentioned that again. So yeah, he had actually brought up a very valid point, and they had never seen that before. Also, he had added, he said, further, I directly asked him the same question I put up to YouTube so many times before. Are there hidden categories that videos may be put in so that so evenly, though, that you have the green dollar sign? Because with the whole demonetization thing, you can see if you have like either yellow dollar sign or green dollar sign, are they still considered partly demonetized? Say, for instance, with the new gun channels, he had come up with like an Oreo Shooter launcher, because he comes up with very intricate like slingshots, bowcasters and stuff. Says he asked, was his Oreo Shooter, which is an object that fires Oreos, in the same drawer as abortion videos? And if an advertiser doesn't want the abortion videos, he is also automatically kicked my Oreo gun out of it too, which is his little weapon. Glom said yes. He can immediately confirm that. Said it says, to my surprise, Glom immediately confirmed that. One of the most open and damning statements. So, if you have certain things, the way that the algorithm's thinking, regardless of what your channel is, if it's even remotely tied to something that is already considered controversial, that algorithm will take it and match it up with it and immediately put it away, even though that you have that green symbol. And this has happened on a lot of my videos as well. Even though you have that green symbol, you're wondering, why am I not getting those views? Why am I not getting those things seen? Now, this also happens with people that are also live streaming. Because I've seen also, I watch people. I go to different channels and I watch everything from live streams to videos. And I'm even seeing the bigger guys that have normally a lot of people come in. Their numbers have dwindled. And it's not because of like certain points of the year. That does happen. There's the ebb and flow. Everything from school time, holidays, all that kind of stuff. You see that normal ebb and flow, but it is more drastic ever since the implementation ever since they've implemented this brand new algorithm a couple years ago, and then they've added branches to it since August. That is, I don't know, it still blows my mind right now. It still blows my mind that you can be completely green-lighted and say that you're making money, but really you're still not, because that Fortnite video, because it has guns in it, and yes, this is the slippery slope I'm going to be talking about, because it's really, really messed up. Because of the way that they've been getting rid of the gun channels, because things that are tied in with firearms, knives, but any sort of weapon channels, learning channels, people like Demolition Ranch, Hickok 45, even Jorg Sprave's channel, the Slingshot channel. Those have been getting heavily demonetized, if not completely wiped off of YouTube. Well, this is what the algorithm's learning. Things that have weapons in them, also with the current shootings and everything that's been happening and the push for gun control and stuff, that's also being seen by the algorithm, and the algorithm's pushing that. So where is that going to lead? Now I'm going to speak to YouTubers that do a lot of gaming, and I want you guys to share this information, because now with the firearms and stuff like that, I have actually started to see the correlation between that and how it's starting to slide into gaming, because there's a lot of games out there that do have violence in them, that do have firearms in them, that do have that kind of stuff. That actually Far Cry 5 is actually a very good game to talk about, because there is a lot of things that are controversial in it. Everything from certain religious, certain political, because political is another big thing that gets demonetized. So now you're starting to see all that kind of stuff getting tied in, and now, as I've been looking around in a hole, a lot of gaming channels have really gone down. Not so much the really god tier ones, but the high tier ones, all the way down to even the low tier ones, have been getting hit hard. I myself, I was normally seeing anywhere, like on a live stream, a 3-hour live stream, I was seeing anywhere between a couple hundred, people coming in at a time watching, and I would see maybe about anywhere between 35 to 5,000, views. Now I'm lucky if I even get to see about 600 to 700 views, and I'm maintaining about 40 people. Even though that my subscriber numbers have grown, I've also seen that on a lot of people as well that have come out to see people that specialize in certain games. They would have those type of numbers as well, and then all of a sudden it's just drastically dropped within the past few months. Some have done good, some have done bad, but of course, once again, it's the ebb and flow. But the algorithm has had a really big change, especially over the past month or so. And I'm starting to see a lot of things start to dive as this thing is starting to learn. But here's a few other things that they've also talked about, too. Then one of the other participants that were a part of the speaking group with Jorg stressed again the bots learn, and that the appeal process takes care of that. But of course, one of the guys, Glom, he had spoken up and said he knew better, and so did Jorg. The part demoning or demonetization is hidden. The video looks normal. You don't even see that they've slapped it on it, and you can't appeal it. This is a 100% bot decision, and nothing can change that. So the bot, the algorithm, once again, that green money symbol, really determines whether or not you make money. But even then, it could be slapped with something behind the scenes that you can't see, or you can't even argue or make some sort of debate with it, like, hey, my video or my content shouldn't be, you know, demonetized because of this, and this. It should be categoried out in the open. This is why you're not seeing a lot of things pushed. That is really, really damning. I think this is something that everybody needs to be stepping up for. Everybody needs to be stepping up. They need to start asking the hard questions. This is the time to push YouTube and figure out what the hell's going on. Now, I've seen a lot of people go, well, I give up. I'm just going to go over to Twitch. I'm going to go over to Mixer. I'm going to go over different things. Don't do that. Because then you'll start seeing those things start going over to those areas. You don't give up. You don't just drop ground from something like this. Not to mention a lot of other video sites, even though I've heard from other people like Vimeo, and there used to be VidMe, but I can go into a complete story with that because I actually used to do a lot of stuff for VidMe. That's gone the way of the dodo. It's completely gone. But here's the thing: you can't just quit. If you quit, YouTube sees that as a way of, oh, so what we're doing is really good. No, it is us as the creators, because we are what keep YouTube afloat. Abandoning it doesn't do anything. That abandoning it just tells YouTube that they're doing everything is good. We need to speak up as a whole and tell them, no, this crap needs to stop. First, it started with all the horror and true crime videos that were out there and channels. People like Mr. Nightmare, Corpse Husband. There's also Lazy Masquerade, Rob Dyke. Rob Dyke has been probably one of the biggest horror true crime guys that are out there. One of his channels has been destroyed. Another one is just pretty much just lying in wait. And he's a very large YouTuber, too. Probably one of the most well-spoken guys, too. I not only do I enjoy his content, I really love his production value. The guy is actually one of the few genuine people on YouTube. And he does speak his mind. He's spoken it quite often. But he just posted something yesterday after about 3-4 months, because this has caused so much problems. He runs a full production crew now because he's gotten so large. And when you do get that big, yeah, you have to have that kind of stuff to keep, you know, those numbers up. Because being in YouTube should always be a constant fight for, if you want to be #1, you have to stay up there and keep your stuff good. Just because, you know, the whole, you know, just because you're on Google's preferred program, you know, doesn't mean that you should be handed everything. Which brings another point, too. As I was saying, you know, all the horror and true crime stuff, and now you're starting to see the firearms and weapons channels go away. So anything that you like, anything from like medieval weaponry and stuff, even things that are going to be showcasing anything, like say like Mythbuster style. Remember when they were doing, you know, certain weapons that were, you know, like the Archimedes, you know, death ray. You know, you can't even have that because the algorithm will actually see that as considered as a weapon and then just ban it outright. Not to mention, they were also talking about how you cannot run ads. They actually consider it illegal. They consider it bad to run ads before your video. Say, for instance, you get sponsored by a company beforehand. They do not like it when you run one of their ads beforehand. It's really weird because they said that they have problems with it, and the reason that they don't want you to do it is because they can't control it. They can't control the advertisements that you put on there beforehand because it's not something that they can monitor and watch properly. So these are another reason why a lot of these gun people and also a lot of these horror and true crime stuff are still losing demonetization. They're still going down. So they can't make any money. So this is where the slippery slope comes in. Now you're starting to see it slowly eke into the video game section, the Let's Players that play these type of games, because most of the video games that are out there are conflict-based. They're going to have some sort of weapons. They're going to have some sort of firearm, knife, gun, anything that's out there. Sword, axes, you know, any sort of battle, warfare, especially some. Yeah, you guys want to see if things go the way they go? Are you going to see PUBG? No. You going to see Fortnite? No. Those are two big things, two of the biggest things right now on YouTube, on pretty much any platform, streaming or just, you know, video on demand. Kiss that crap goodbye. So what we need to do is we need to get together. We need to stand. I suggest joining the YouTubers Union And this is not just a call to have you guys just come join. No, this is something that everybody needs to do, regardless if you're a watcher or if you're a content creator. This is going to affect everybody. This is going to affect the way that you view stuff on YouTube. It's been a long time coming, and it's been slowly incremented over time. It's called an Overton window ordeal. What that means is there's small shifts over time, and you don't realize those small shifts until you've actually gotten to the point where they're already there and you didn't realize that you moved. They've been doing that. So it's time to stand up if you want to keep the things that you want to see on YouTube, and if you want to enjoy the content creators that you guys back, that you guys sponsor, subscribe to, pay money to, donate, do a lot of great stuff, you need to stand up. So I suggest going to the YouTubers Union. It is going to be a long, hard fight. I'm not going to lie to you on that one. You need to join this. Yeah, there was also a couple other things I wanted to touch on, though, but I think I will leave that for another video. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate coming on out. Now, if you guys enjoy what you see, give that like and subscribe button some hell. Also, make sure to look down below in the description. I will have a link to the YouTubers Union. You guys can join that. Go check it out for yourself. Great information. So, and I'll see you all in the next battlefield. Deuces. All right, you guys have a good day.